The game is Morse of Course. It is part 2. Part 2. So part 1, I just to give you guys a recap. If you missed part 1, please go on ahead and move just a little bit down on the playlist if you're watching on the archives and check it out. I did a couple announcements in regard to our website being down. Also talked about God, what else did I talk about? Oh, I talked about donations. You're always hearing me talk about donations, but it was more of a serious conversation about donations. And we watched a badass game. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. A badass game from yesterday's Sunday Mass. It was super cool. This guy tried to cannon rush. It may have been successful. I mean, in a way it was successful, but the response from the other player was astounding. Ended up in the coolest base race that I've seen in my entire life. So if you're a fan of awesomeness and you're a fan of StarCraft, you should definitely go check that out. From what Atlas shared with me. Pardon me, Sushi coming up to say hello. Ugh. Monday night has turned into sushi night and Morse of Course night for me, but that's okay. I'm going to combat this awful taste in my mouth due to the regurgitation of a little bit of rice and shrimp tempura with some gum. Some stale gum. Fuck. Ah! I don't understand how gum can go stale. It's gum. Right? So, yeah, part 2, I've been trying to play around with a few different things to do for part 2, and I've decided I'm just going to drag out part 1 into part 2, and you're not going to have to listen to me talk to you about leadership books and comics and shit. I may still do that from time to time, but that's not going to be the norm. What is going to be the norm is you listening to me whine about my womanly problems. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really have any womanly problems. I got 99 problems, but you know the rest. I'm not going to say it. I'm a gentleman. I am a gentleman. So yeah. Some things I want to fill you in on. We got some stuff that's coming up for Infinity Gaming. Of course, if you're interested about any clan wars or anything like that that's coming up. Oops, wrong overlay. There we go. Please check with your team captains or some of your teammates. They're going to be your best resource in regards to things that are going on specifically to your team. I want to bring everybody's attention to our Zeke group. For those of you that don't know, Infinity Gaming runs a tournament season every StarCraft 2 season. All of the tournaments that you guys participate in, if you've joined our tournament group on Zeke, you earn yourself some points to qualify for our finals. Our finals are fast approaching. Those of you that don't know, the StarCraft 2 season ends pretty soon, coming up here a week from today. A week from today is the first day of Season 6, 2013 in StarCraft. And that means all bets are off. Points are closed, and the top 16 and a few backups are going to be invited to some group play and a tournament that following weekend. It's going to be kind of like the same format we had last season. However, it is going to be a little more flexible. I'm going to be a little more flexible. We had some problems last time, specifically with some EU players that participated with us, that the schedule for the finals bracket didn't really suit out for them. If you want to check out what happened last season, this was just a few months ago, you can definitely check that out at Team Liquid. You can check that link. The quickest way is to go to our group page at zeek.com/group/INFgaming. Season 1 results right there, baby. Boom! But, yeah, leaderboard starting to tighten up. Revenge won his 3rd consecutive. I mean, it wasn't consecutive because he took a week off, but as far as ones that he's competed in, he has won 3. Count them. 1. Hotkeys work. Count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 Sunday Masses. That motherfucker earned himself a hat trick. A hat trick. For those of you that don't know what hockey is, ask Kaluna. How can you not know what hockey is? I guess if you don't know what a hat trick is, it means he did it 3 times. It's freaking awesome. But as of right now, I mean, I haven't sent him an official invite to be like, hey, bro, you should join our shit. Fleet and Revenge currently ranking in our top 6. Both of them, they haven't joined our tournament group, which means at this time they are not eligible for play in the finals. They may join, but I don't know for sure. Protect currently filling out the lead, 160 points, even though he hasn't played for Neon a month. I'm sorry, Spec with 135 points. Protect from... Oh... God, I can't remember where Protect is from, but he's rounding it up with 160. We've got this gentleman at 125. Premorex, lots of math. Lucian, overwhelming. Coralie, we've got a lot of members of Infinity Gaming. This is Strike, by the way, guys. Atlas rounding up the top 16, something he wasn't able to do last season. Last season he was a backup, but still earning himself some points. Look, I'm not even that far behind. I got myself 20 points. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. So, guys, there are still a few opportunities left for you to qualify and earn yourself an invitation to that $100 prize pool final, or Tournament League final. Coming up, the Academy Open this Saturday. This Saturday, 4 days away, guys, at 8:15 Central Standard Time. That's 9:15 West Coast. That's 6:15 on the East Coast. That's... Hold on, doing math. Doing math in the brain. That means it will be midnight GMT. So if that's something that you're interested in, please check that out. Depending on how many people sign up, the more people that sign up, the more points that are up for grabs. So sign up, tell your friends, get them to sign up. Of course, we'll have another Sunday Mass coming up on Sunday. There are 26 weekly Sunday Mass starting at 2 o'clock as always. Already got a few participants signed up for that. It's going to be a rocking good time. Again, depending on how many people show up, depends on how many points the winner's going to earn. And you don't have to win to earn points, guys. Even just participating in the event. If you get knocked out first round, guess what? You still earned 5 points. Last season, there was 3 or 4 people that were in the top 30 just because they played in every fucking event that they could. They didn't win a single goddamn game. But they got the invite because, or they got an invite to being backups just because they were dedicated. The Infinity Gaming Tournament League isn't designed at this time to cater to the pros and cater to the top. No, the finals are designed to cater to you, the regular, everyday StarCraft player who jumps on and says, hey, I'm going to play a tournament. Hey, I like these guys from Infinity Gaming. They run real organized shit. I'm going to play with them more often. Well, this is our thank you for participating in our events that we host every weekend. We've got a lot more of exciting stuff coming up. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to the web real quick. As you can see, we've got a lot of events scheduled as we wrap up 2012. Or, I'm sorry, 2013. That's right, 2013. I have scheduled every single tournament that we are going to host for the remainder of this year. They're all there, guys. Check your schedule. Talk to your parents. Talk to your friends. Figure out what nights you can get away from your family. What nights you can get away from your bar buddies. What nights you can get away from your girlfriends. And come out and play some fucking StarCraft and hang out with your homies. So that's really about all I know as far as what is going on with... Protect is with SCA. Thank you. Winter is a badass. He is very Gosu. He won the Sunday Mass at Revenge, didn't participate in, and he's also placed very well in a few. And it looks like... Oh, banter. The rest is banter. We'll ignore the chat. Ignore the chat. It's all banter. One other thing that I wanted to bring up tonight was there's been a lot of shit going on the pro scene. For those of you that don't know, if you're not, I mean, if you live under a rock or some shit, in all seriousness, please go check out teamliquid.net. Those guys are freaking awesome. It's like the hub of everything esports that we care about. StarCraft, Dota 2, Brood War, etc. They're putting out some really cool series right now, a really cool series called Road to BlizzCon, and they're highlighting a lot of the key players that are making their way to BlizzCon. As you can see, Bomber here was one of the most recent people to be highlighted, and it's really just explaining how he ended up getting there, what trials he went through 2013, and there's some really cool stuff. There's, of course, as you can see, a lot of really cool news. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is there's a lot of shakeups going on right now over in the Korean scene. I know some of you don't really care for the Korean scene. You're casual gamers, whatever. I get it. That's fine. But for some of us, we're like, oh shit. Some of those oh shit stories, just to point them out to you, you need to go check them out. You need to go read them. The head of StarTale says that he's going to step down at the end of the GSTO. That is big news. StarTale has produced some of the more familiar names that you're aware of. Bomber, for example, he was originally a StarTale player. For those of you that have been paying attention, StarTale has lost a lot of the really good players over the course of the last, I would say, 60 days, 30 days, or 60, 90 days, within the last quarter. And one can't help but think if this is the same kind, if he's got a little bit of pressure to step down. Korean, from what I understand, the Korean scene isn't the type of place where they're going to be all like, hey, fuck you, man, you're fired. Now, they don't do that a lot. It's more of a little bit of conversation, figure out what's going on. Maybe it's best if you step down. Personally, I think that may be a little bit what's going on there. I mean, if the players aren't happy, if the players aren't able to perform, fingers got to be pointed somewhere, and they don't have a Jerome. I mean, it's easy for us. When something goes wrong in Infinity, which, it's fucking Jerome's fault. Like right now, website's down. Guess who can't get a hold of Rakanadoc? Jerome. So anyway, I wanted to point that story out to you. Also, I noticed that FXO, those of you that are familiar with FX Open, they recently disbanded. That was kind of sad. We've had some clan wars with their North American counterparts in the past, and that was not super cool. So yeah, check out Team Liquid if you haven't already done so. Usually I plug our own shit, but our website's down right now. Please like, follow, subscribe. In all seriousness, guys, if you are not on the TeamSpeak server on a regular basis, if you are not a member, or if you don't follow us on Facebook, you're going to miss out on a lot of information. Atlas, Vampy, myself, we're doing a very good job. We're trying to do a very good job of making sure shit gets uploaded, that we're staying in communication with you guys. We know how panicky it can be when the website is down. For a lot of us, Atlas, Vampy, Jerome, it happens. We understand that it happens. We've been around long enough. We know because of the structure of our organization, every once in a while things fall through the cracks. And so just be patient, relax, hang out with your buddies on TeamSpeak, check out some of the live stuff that we have going on, like Morse of Course every Monday night. Wednesdays and Thursdays, you've got Izanagi live casting Death by 1,000 Games, where he's playing through 1,000 video games. We're talking about bringing back Starcade. There's also some other things that we have in the works. Guys, check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/INFgaming, and of course, all of our tournaments, you're going to be able to check those out live on our streams as well, Saturday nights, Sundays afternoons. We've got the group stages of the finals for the Tournament League coming up. That's going to run the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, the actual 8-man bracket double elimination. Once we've whittled down the top 16 to our top 8, that'll start on Friday evening and work its way through the weekend with the grand finals on Sunday. Sunday the 17th, that's going to be happening parallel to the Sunday Mass. It's going to be going on the alt stream. So guys, we've got a lot of shit going on. Don't think because the website's down that something's happening. There's no need to freak out. I mean, by all means, if you want to go to another team, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you, but you're going to fucking miss out on the awesomeness that is Infinity Gaming, and you're going to miss your place in the line for that awesomeness. Plain and simple. Guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and throw up some tunes for just a minute. We're going to cut it as far as what's public and going to be on the archives. For those of you that are live viewers, please stick around. I'm going to open myself up to a Q&A. No questions unbarred. I may giggle, but I promise to give you an answer no matter what you ask me. So, yeah, type that up in the chat. Those of you watching the archives, you should be watching live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central. I'm Infinity Gaming's Morse. Thank you much for joining us tonight. Morse, of course, shout out to Infinity Gaming and all of my friends, where you can usually find us at infgaming.net. Right now, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/InfinityGaming 3.0. And, of course, ZZ, Z through GG Tracker and Z through K. We really appreciate everything you do for us. I'm Infinity Gaming's Morse. Stick around if you're live chat. Take your questions here.